Hello everyone, this is ToadinWonderland. Welcome back to the last video of Pokemon Stadium 2. In this particular video, I'm just going to talk about some of the extra stuff and secrets that you can find in the game. Number one thing, which is why I'm on the title screen, as you can see, you can get an alternate title screen whenever you complete Round 1. It's different from what we've seen at the beginning of the project. However, there is another alternate background you can get that will replace this one, but you have to be at Round 2. I'm going to go ahead and push start so it doesn't fade away. But yeah, the title screen will change yet again whenever you complete Round 2. I've never seen it personally, but from what I'm aware of, I think it has Ho-Oh and Lugia on it. I might be wrong about that, but from what I've heard, that's what it's supposed to show. But don't quote me on that. I do know for a fact that it will change again. You just have to complete Round 2 in order to have that happen. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and move on into the main game to show off a couple other hidden secrets. Here on the main menu, nothing big. You can toggle between Round 1 and Round 2 as soon as you complete Round 1. You'll notice that Battle Now changes for Round 1 and Round 2 as well. That's because in Round 1 you fight with lower leveled pre-evolved Pokemon, and in Round 2 you fight with evolved Pokemon at higher levels. So that is a distinction between Round 1 and Round 2's Battle Now feature. Okay, I think that's about it. I'm gonna go ahead and just leave it in Round 1 so I'm able to show off some of the secrets. I am not going to continue that battle. I'm still practicing in Round 2 with certain things. Anyway, we're back here in White City. This is actually the Round 1 version of it. Number one thing I could point out, I guess, is the Doduo / Dodrio Game Boy. In order to unlock the Doduo Game Boy, and this applies for both Round 1 and Round 2, it's actually different as far as what benefits you get depending on what round you complete it in. But in order to get the Doduo Game Boy, all you have to do is either finish all 10 cups in the stadium or complete Gym Leader Castle in Round 1 to get the Doduo Game Boy. It doesn't matter which you do. You can get all 10 cups in stadium, or you can just finish Gym Leader Castle. When you unlock the Doduo Game Boy, it lets you play Pokemon Red, Blue, or Yellow at double the speed, which is actually pretty handy. That's a useful feature that they did put in for these specific games. And whichever task you chose not to do, so let's say you did the Gym Leader Castle to get the Doduo Game Boy. Since you did not complete the stadium, whenever you decide to do the other task, you will unlock the Dodrio Game Boy, which is what I have right now. And what that does, it's the same thing as the Doduo Game Boy, except this time you can play Red, Blue, or Yellow at quadruple speed, 4 times as fast as the normal play speed. That's all that you have to do to unlock either, or both of those, I should say. Basically, when you complete one of those 2 tasks, you get the Doduo Game Boy, and when you complete the other task, you will get the Dodrio Game Boy. The same thing does apply in Round 2. You still have the regular Game Boy in Round 2. Whenever you do the same tasks all over again, you will get the Doduo Game Boy for Round 2. And what it does is it lets you play Gold, Silver, Crystal at twice as fast speed, double speed. In the Dodrio Game Boy, it won't play quadruple, but it will still do triple. I guess because the games are a bit more enhanced and have a lot of memory and other capacities being used to present everything in the newer second generation games. But they still play at triple speed, which is pretty good. But that's how you unlock them in Round 2. It's the same thing as Round 1, but it just has a different benefit. But I think that's all I really had to say about that, and pretty much it's pretty self-explanatory. You just basically play the main game to get additional features. The next thing I'll talk about is, I'm actually going to go to Round 2 to show this. No, I do not want to play this right now. As you can see, obviously Round 2 has the sunset backdrop. But if you go to Stadium, I think I might have mentioned this in a previous video. In Prime Cup, available for rent in Round 2, is the two legendary Pokemon Celebi. Go ahead and show that off there. It has Giga Drain, Ancient Power, Future Sight, and Heal Bell. Not the best move pool. Some of them are okay, but Future Sight really could have been Psychic, in my opinion. That's me being picky, though. And, Mew is also on the list here. Let's see, find it. Oh, there it is. It has Psychic, Ancient Power, Metronome, and Flash. Again, at least it has Psychic, but the rest, I don't know. That's not the greatest moves. That's not a move pool that I would have given it. I'll just put it that way. But they are available for rent in Round 2, but you can only use them in the Prime Cup. They can't be used in any other game mode. I originally thought that you could do them, or play with them in free battle, but I found out, to my sad demise, that, or not really demise, but I sadly found out that you can't do that. They're only playable in Round 2's Prime Cup. But I am going to talk about one quick rant here. Both Celebi and Mew, if you noticed, have actually identical stats. And let me just say, for the record, those stats that they have are very, very terrible. They are absolutely disgraceful. I actually looked it up. 310 is actually the lowest possible HP that either of them can get. So these Pokemon, and even the base stats of everything else, the attack, defense, special attack, special defense, speed, they are ridiculously low. There's a potential for all of those stats to have at least 100 points higher, if not more, actually. These are very pathetic stats. I'm sorry, but the fact that they made them playable is cool, I admit, but in all honesty, that's just terrible. That is a disgrace, in my opinion, to give them such terrible stats and move pools. And this isn't just for Mew and Celebi. This applies to all rental Pokemon. The main reason why I think they honestly did that was because it was a marketing technique, so that you would actually go out and buy Pokemon Red, Blue, Yellow, Gold, Silver, Crystal to actually be able to complete this game in an easier fashion. Because without any of the handhelds, you are stuck with the rental Pokemon. And as you've seen even in my previous videos, I had to use items from the game packs. Well, I didn't have to, but I chose to, just to make it slightly easier to help enhance the rentals. But if you do the rentals with just the rental items, it does get pretty tough. And that's even evident by just, like I said, look back at any of my previous videos of this project. Even the Versus Rival, I did it with just regular items, which, that worked good. I was still able to pull that off okay. But I will add that is kind of difficult to figure out on your own. But yeah, bottom line, the stats of the rentals are atrocious. Raise your own Pokemon, that's all I can really tell you. Just raise your own. I'm only showing the rentals because I'm showing that it's at least possible to play through the game with the rentals, but at the same time, as you can tell, it does get difficult. So it's kind of like a challenge run of the game, if you want to look at it that way. But yeah, Mew and Celebi have atrocious stats and IVs. There was definitely much, much better potential for them to have way better stats. And as I said, 310 is actually the lowest possible HP either of them can get. So that alone tells you right there that Nintendo really gypped you as far as letting you play as these two legendaries. But anyway, that's just all I really had to say about that. I'm going to go ahead and finish talking about some of the other extras that you can get in the game. I don't think there's anything else in Round 2 that I can show. I only went here to basically show that you can play as Mew and Celebi in the Prime Cup of Round 2. So I'm just going to go back to Round 1 so that I can show off a couple other things. The next thing, I guess, is the Versus Rival. You actually would have seen this if you watched, it actually happened at the end of my Battle Against Red video, Versus Red. As soon as you complete Pokemon, all the Stadium Cups, and you complete Gym Leader Castle, you must do both. You unlock an additional selection on the White City Mode Select screen, and it opens up another path where you can battle your rival. Again, I think that's pretty self-explanatory, and you do have to do the same methods I just described earlier to unlock Rival again in Round 2. who has a tougher team. It's the same Pokemon, but they have like tougher stats and better moves. But that's how you unlock the rival. The next thing I could talk about is the gift Pokemon you receive. In round 1, whenever you defeat your rival, you would have seen this in my one video of after the credits, actually. Whenever you beat rival in round 1, you will receive a level 5 Farfetch'd with Baton Pass, as well as some other moves. Baton Pass is a move that Farfetch'd cannot normally acquire, so that's actually a pretty good. That's a pretty good addition that they gave it there. And if you do the same thing yet again in round 2, by defeating your rival in round 2, you will unlock. Well, not really unlock, you will actually receive a Gligar or Gligar, which I call it Gligar, but people are saying it's pronounced Gligar, so whatever. But anyway, you get that Pokemon with the move Earthquake. Now, I've never got it, so I don't know what level it's at. I don't know if it is at level 5 or if it's at a different level. But Earthquake is a very good move for Gligar to have. So that is definitely a good present, in my opinion. And it's also pretty good for certain Pokemon who don't have certain versions of the game, because I believe Gligar cannot be obtained in Silver version. I don't remember if it can in Crystal or not. I think it might, but I'm not 100% sure. But I do know it's not in Silver. So that's actually pretty good, that they give you a version exclusive at least. Okay, that's all I had to say about the rival. Next thing I could talk about is the mini games. I'll just go ahead and enter it really quick here. I'll play a mini game, I guess. Whenever you go to the difficulty select, whenever you fight against the computers, by default you only have easy, normal, and hard. To unlock very hard, you have to go to the championship. You pick minigame champion, and you have to play on hard. I think the last time I recorded this, I wasn't sure what difficulty you had to pick, but I did reconfirm this, and you do have to play the championship on hard, and you must play at least a 7-coin win. So, beat the computers and minigame champion on hard with at least a 7-coin win. It could be 8-coin, it could be 9-coin, as long as it's at least 7. And that is how you unlock very hard. And I will add that is very true to the nature that it describes. The computer does get pretty difficult to battle in all those mini games. But anyway, that's how you unlock that. The other thing is the library had secrets. I mentioned this in the Pokemon Academy videos. Whenever you complete everything in the classroom, as soon as you earn the Raichu medal, Earl will say something like you'll be able to see more information in the library. I did confirm this as well. It's basically extra information on Gold and Silver Pokemon. It just gets more intricate with what is shared. Like, it's very broad what it unlocks, so I don't really know how to describe it. But basically, you get all information available in the library pertaining to Gold, Silver, and Crystal. And I said Gold and Silver earlier, but yeah, Crystal also applies as well. So I don't know what it specifically gives you, but because I never really paid attention to it, to be honest. But basically, you get extra information in the library available once you complete the classroom and earn all 3 medals. Okay, that is it for the library. The last thing I'll talk about, there's only one other thing I can really think of, and that is the Gym Leader Castle. Obviously, I said before, in order to battle against Lance, you must defeat the Elite Four again, which is true. However, there's a certain feature that you can get for beating Lance. Whenever you finish Gym Leader Castle, at least the Johto side, and you defeat Lance, and you have a party Pokemon that you have from your Game Boy game, this has to be a Pokemon from your Game Boy game. It cannot be registered, and it cannot be a rental. It has to be a Pokemon directly from your Pokemon game, from the handhelds. But anyway, when you defeat Lance and you have party Pokemon that defeat his team, you have the option to pick one of those Pokemon, and they can relearn a move that they've had in their previous move pool, or something that they might have forgotten. So basically, anything that they can acquire as they level up, you can reteach them any move by defeating Lance. And prior to Generation 3, this was the only way you could do this with the older Pokemon. This right here was the only method for actually reteaching moves, older moves to Pokemon, I should say. And you can keep doing this as many times as you want to teach different Pokemon different moves. Just keep in mind that you can only pick one Pokemon each time that you do defeat Lance. But that's how you do that. And the final thing is, obviously, as soon as you defeat Lance, you also unlock the Kanto Gym Leader Castle, and by completing all 8 Kanto Gyms, you unlock the option to fight against Red, which is the last challenge of Gym Leader Castle altogether. Okay, I think that's about it for the extras. This is all the hidden stuff that I can think of off the top of my head, and I'm pretty sure I covered everything. I don't think I'm missing anything. That's pretty much how you unlock everything that's in the game, and what it has to offer as far as hidden goodies and secrets go. But anyway, this is pretty much the end of Pokemon Stadium 2, Round 1 at least. I have no idea when I would be doing Round 2. I'd at least like to spend time to get used to some of these teams and to figure out which Pokemon team combinations, at least with the Reynolds, if I can do that, are best suited against them. So it'll probably be a while till I ever return to this game to take on Round 2. It's just TBA, like I have no idea if it'll be months, it could be years, it's really hard to say. I don't want to say it in like a discouraging way, but I just want you to know that I do want to spend some time on it to figure out what I'm going to do as far as showing Round 2 of this game, because I'd still like to do that. I don't want to abandon this game yet. But anyway, this is the end of the project for the time being, so until then, this is ToadinWonderland, and I will see you guys next time in another project, which is actually a new Pokemon game. It's actually one of the main Pokemon games, but that's going to be a secret for a few days yet. I will be starting on April 30th. Yes, that is true. April 30th. It'll be a Monday. And that's the day that I will be starting my new project. So I hope you enjoyed Pokemon Stadium 2, and I'll see you with more Pokemon. See you later, guys.